The Panda's Journey. Part 1. Panda Packs a Backpack. By Olga Kobylska, English version by ChatGPT. In bamboo forests, lush and wide, where China's green hills gently hide, a panda on a branch reclines and reads of distant lands and climes. Of oceans deep and mountains tall, of desert dunes where camels crawl, of jungle paths and grassy plains, of rocky cliffs and winding chains. She reads and thoughts begin to grow. Oh, how I'd love to go, to see it all, what fun, what glee, what wonders waiting just for me. And so, without delay or fuss, she grabs a map and boards a bus. Well, not quite yet. First, she must pack a clever, sturdy travel sack. Her backpack must be light yet strong, so it won't pull her back too long. She needs to walk both near and far, so comfy shoes go in first jar. A sun hat next, a must no doubt. And raincoat should the skies cry out. She packs some meds for cuts and chills and headaches, colds and tummy spills. Shampoo, soap and towels neat, and sunscreen for the tropic heat. Plus bug repellent just in case she might camp out in some wild place. A compass and a whistle too in case she doesn't know what to do. A tent and sleeping bag so warm, and if there's beach, her swimsuit charm. This panda's smart, she's read each guide, so everything is packed with pride. Some pants, a jacket, socks, all neat, 2 caps and glasses, what a feat. She lays her map out on the floor. What route to take? What to explore? Around the world, that's what she'll do. Like Jules Verne wrote in '82. She buys her ticket late that night and grabs her camera with delight. Then off to bed, she dreams away of travels starting the next day. At dawn, she wakes and grabs her gear, straps on her pack with joy and cheer. She heads out fast to catch her train. The panda's journey has begun again. The Panda's Journey Part 2. Traveling Through China by Olga Kobylska. The adventure begins. Early in the morning, the panda woke up in high spirits and made the final preparations for her journey. She checked if she had everything she needed and stepped out the door. But suddenly, just before she reached the gate, a tiny fairy appeared out of nowhere. "Hello, I'm Maya the travel fairy," she introduced herself. "I'll be here to help you during difficult moments. If you ever need help, just clap your hands 3 times. "Hello," the panda said in surprise, staring at the fairy. "How did you know I was about to go on a journey?" "Oh, that's easy," smiled the fairy. "I can always feel the excitement right before a trip. It's a special feeling unlike any other. And today, for example, I sense that you still haven't decided on your route, right?" "Uh-huh," the panda nodded. "I was planning to walk to the train station and take the next available train." "Don't worry," the fairy reassured her. "Before setting off on a big journey, it's important to learn about local landmarks. I suggest we start by visiting the most famous historical sites in China. How does that sound?" "Great idea. Let's go." The panda closed the gate behind her and boldly took her first step into a grand world tour. She had decided to start her 80-day trip around the world by visiting the marvelous sights of her homeland. She arrived at the train station and bought a ticket. Her first stop would be China's most renowned creation, the gem of the ancient world, the Great Wall of China. The travel fairy explained that this enormous structure had been built back in the 3rd century BCE by order of Emperor Qin Shi Huang to defend the northern lands from nomadic tribes. "Wow, amazing!" The panda was astonished by how thick and tall the famous wall was. "I can't even see the end." There were many tourists there. Each one looked around in awe, captivated by the grandeur of ancient times. "Imagine, they say the Great Wall of China can be seen from space," the fairy Maya said, appearing suddenly. "Although I think that might be a bit of an exaggeration. Want me to give you a quick tour?" "Of course," said the panda. "You tell stories so well." Together, they slowly climbed the steep stairs to the top of the ancient wall and continued forward, not yet knowing that the full length of the Great Wall stretches over 21,000 kilometers. "What an adventure!" the panda exclaimed as she tiredly descended into a valley, where she and the fairy decided to rest and have some lunch. "Would you like to hear about another extraordinary landmark connected to Emperor Qin Shi Huang?" asked the travel fairy. Definitely. The panda had just finished her bowl of rice and was ready to listen. In the mid-20th century, a Chinese farmer was plowing his field when his ox's leg slipped into a hole. He went over to check it out and saw something unusual. When archaeologists arrived, they began an excavation and made a huge discovery, the now famous terracotta army. Wow, what kind of army is that? The panda asked. The terracotta army is a giant collection of life-sized clay warriors, chariots, and horses buried near the tomb of the famous emperor Qin Shi Huang. Imagine there are more than 8,000 of them. I want to see it. Let's go. The panda threw on her backpack and hurried off to the bus station. The fairy fluttered her wings and disappeared. See you later. The terracotta army was truly awe-inspiring, so many clay artworks, the likes of which the panda had never seen before. This massive collection didn't just impress, it enchanted her with the craftsmanship of ancient artists. The panda listened closely to the tour guide and asked questions whenever she wanted to learn more about the construction of the emperor's tomb. It was so hot outside that after the long tour, the panda felt like taking a swim in a river. Without thinking long, she decided to visit China's most famous river, the Yellow River or Huanghe. Long ago, the river would flood vast areas, allowing Chinese farmers to grow rice. But now, as the panda approached Huanghe, she saw that the yellowish-brown water was polluted. So she didn't go swimming but instead made a promise to herself to one day figure out how to clean this historic river, which had once given life to ancient China. After visiting the most iconic landmarks of her homeland, the panda decided to continue her journey. She bought a plane ticket and chose India as her next destination, a country also rich in history and filled with spectacular places. I hope the travel fairy shows up when I get to India and tells me what interesting places to visit, she said as she settled into her airplane seat and drifted off to sleep. The first day of the journey was coming to an end.
Picked flowers so good. 10 little bears looked for some treats. 10 little bears got lost in the trees. The first little bear cries for his mother. The second bear stalks, he wants no other. The third little bear sighs with a frown. The fourth falls asleep just lying down. The fifth little bear wants a cool drink. The sixth lies on grass too tired to think. The seventh bear looks for a path to the den. The eighth sings a song again and again. The ninth little bear pricked his small paw. The 10th found the way, the smartest of all. Bears got lost in the trees. The first little bear cries for his mother. The second bear stomps, he wants no other. The third little bear sighs with a frown. The fourth falls asleep just lying down. The fifth little bear wants a cool drink. The sixth lies on grass too tired to think. The seventh bear looks for a path to the den. The eighth sings a song again and again. The ninth little bear pricked his small paw. The 10th found the way, the smartest of all. Too tired to think, the seventh bear looks for a path to the den. The eighth sings a song again and again. The ninth little bear pricked his small paw. The 10th found the way, the smartest of all. 10 little bears all tired at last. They ate, they washed, and slept so fast.
Summer Rain by Olga Kobylska. Summer raindrops drip, drip, drop. Falling fast, they never stop. Flowers grow up tall and bright. Grass is dancing with delight. Little bunny hops outside, spreads his paws both far and wide. Snails and froggies love the rain, jumping, splashing once again. Hedgehog grabs a little pail, filling it without fail. Squirrel peeks out from her tree, washing up so cheerfully. Foxes, what a sight to see, start to clean so busily. Washing windows, scrubbing floors, tidying up outdoors. Even Grandpa Bear appears, washing up behind his ears. And the mole peeks from his den, letting raindrops splash again. Oh, what joy! The rain is here. Plants and creatures far and near, lift your hands up, don't delay, catch the raindrops, let them play. So many useful things to do by Olga Kobylska. The world is bright and full of cheer when you learn and persevere, when your hands and heart combine to create and do what's kind. I have learned to stitch and sew, said young Svetlana, all aglow. I can knit a scarf with ease, Tatiana shared with joy and peace. I can build with wood and glue, Serhii proudly told them too. I have learned to play the violin, Matvey smiled with pride within. So many skills, so much to learn, every child can take their turn. Some take care of pets with love, some sew dresses neat and snug. Each young heart has dreams so bright, sports or music or design. What is it that you can do? What great goal is calling you? Paper planes. The winter days are cold and bright, with snow, frost, icicles in sight. A sparrow sings its cheerful tune, while kittens meow beneath the moon. A girl runs out with joyful cheer, her fluffy pup is always near. With colored paper in her hand, she folds each plane just as she planned. The wind hums softly through the trees, a song that dances in the breeze. Red and blue planes soar so high like tiny birds up in the sky. Flowerbed rainbow. A rainbow fell into the flowers, I'll go and find it without delay. This lovely, colorful beauty must be returned to the sky someday. The poppies blush in crimson red and fiery cloves blaze bright ahead. The marigolds in orange hue wave and send their warm hello too. The sunflower wears a yellow cap, like sunshine taking a midday nap. The green is everywhere in sight, summer dresses flowers in leafy light. Blue forget-me-nots so small like stars are singing songs and all. Bluebells with their eyes so wide put their hands upon their side, danced around in circles light, drummed a rhythm full of delight. Violets with a purple cheer grab some jump ropes, springing near. Who's the best at skipping high? Now the story says goodbye. Come dear friend, now say with me all the rainbow's colors with glee. Little bears. 10 little bears walked through the wood. 10 little bears picked flowers so good. 10 little bears looked for some treats. 10 little bears got lost in the trees. The first little bear cries for his mother. The second bear stomps, he wants no other. The third little bear sighs with a frown. The fourth falls asleep just lying down. The fifth little bear wants a cool drink. The sixth lies on grass, too tired to think. The seventh bear looks for a path to the den. The eighth sings a song again and again. The ninth little bear pricked his small paw. The 10th found the way, the smartest of all. 10 little bears, all tired at last, they ate, they washed, and slept so fast. The beetle and the Bee by Olga Kobylska. It was a bright, sunny day. A bee was flying across the field, carrying a woven basket to gather nectar and sweet pollen from the flowers. The meadow was filled with vibrant plants: red poppies, blue cornflowers, white daisies, and golden dandelions. Suddenly, a strong wind began to blow, dark clouds rolled in, and rain started pouring. The heavy raindrops soaked the bee's wings, making it impossible for her to fly. Meanwhile, a beetle was quickly scurrying past, trying to escape the downpour. "Hide under a plantain leaf," the beetle called to the bee, who was stranded in the middle of the field. "I can't lift my wings," the bee replied. "Please help me." The beetle came over and helped the bee find shelter under the leaf. Together they waited out the storm. When the sun came out again, the bee invited the beetle to her home and treated him to some honey as a thank you for his kindness.